So tungsten, we were preaching on, ran on a memory chip. Tungsten is element 74, which equals Jesus, symbol W, which is I am. But the craziest thing is the name tungsten was one God, from the outside in, with God at the center. And so now, what has God ordained for tungsten? It has the highest, the name tungsten means heavy stone. Jesus Christ, the cornerstone. But listen to this. Tungsten has the highest melting point of all elements discovered. Sounds like Jesus, doesn't it? The rock. Like Satan and every demon threw everything they could at Jesus Christ. Like every temptation. Scantily clad women, pleasures, the kingdoms of the world, pain, suffering, abuse, slander, hatred of men, all of this stuff. Anything that could be thrown at Jesus Christ was thrown at Jesus Christ as a temptation in his lifetime. And he never cracked. Not once did Jesus show any sign of melting in the heat of battle. Jesus, tungsten. It's amazing. So tungsten is one God. Tungsten, element 74. 74 equals Jesus, okay? Especially, so, the highest melting point of all elements discovered, melting at 3,422 degrees Celsius. The second highest boiling. Its density is 19.3 times that of water, comparable to that of uranium and gold, and much higher than that of lead. And tungsten means heavy stone. Okay, so this is really screaming out Jesus, the rock. This is a special element, tungsten. This is very special because element 74 equals Gematria, equals great I am, and the symbol is W, which is I am. So I am willing to prophesy that there will be even more amazing discoveries with the usefulness of tungsten in very critical ways that glorify Jesus. Melting, parallels Jesus. This is amazing. Melting is Jesus, plus 6, point is Jesus, melting point is Christ. Okay, melting at 3,000. It's the second highest boiling point. Uranium. Compared to that of uranium and gold, and much higher, about 7.9. Polycrystalline tungsten is intrinsically brittle and hard. Cool. Okay. So here we come into the applications. Tungsten's many alloys. Alloy goes to Jesus as well. Beautiful. Have many numerous applications, including incandescent light bulb filaments. Remember, filament equals Jesus as, parallels Jesus. X-ray tubes as both filament and target, electrodes and TIG welding, superalloys and radiation shielding. Radiation shielding, kind of like lead. TIG welding, tungsten arc welding. Wow. So basically tungsten's hardness and high density means heavy stone. And they're using it as catalyst. So tungsten is the heaviest element known to be essential to any living organism. Basically, it's one of the heaviest, hardest elements there is. And so X-ray tubes is the filament and target. Electrodes in TIG welding. Superalloys, radiation shielding. Heavy stone, Jesus. Okay, well that was a big gem there. Okay, so tungsten. Huge, huge solve there. One God in tungsten. Wingspan. That's a famous word that has God at the dead center. And the rest equals Christ. And has the I am love. 30, 40. Yeah. Wingspan, God plus Christ. Or God power. Amazingly, what famous title of God is power. Okay, Jesus said, "You will see the Son of Man standing at the right hand of the power and coming on the clouds of heaven." God is power. The center of the word power is I am. The rest equals love. Power adds to Christ. But now as I look at the word wingspan, you see that power, the title of God, coming out. Center of is GS, God, in order, and then look, you get the P, an A plus an N equals the O, and then the W, okay, and then IN equals ER, I am, which is I am love. So God, Christ in wingspan. Youngsters puts God at the center, that's cool. There's the one God again, just like in tungsten, youngsters. Same inners, youngsters as tungsten. Youngsters, tungsten. One God. In fact, capitalizing on that, I would, okay, now we have a list here to deal with. So much to see. Okay, God, basic center, adds to oops. So, what I would like to do is I would like to find all English words that contain that NGST, because that's one God, like Jehovah God, Jehovah one, and we see it at the center of tungsten, at the center of youngsters. So the Lord your God, who dwelleth amongst angst, angstrom, angstrom's angst, clingstone, gangster, gangsters, laughing stock, amongst morning star. That's huge. That's the final title of Christ. He says, I am the root and offspring of David. I am the bright and morning star. And so that puts one God, binding the two words together. Phenomenal. Songster, songstresses, stepping stone, tungsten, youngster, youngsters. Okay. One God. Youngstown. Okay, so now this is a tantalizing list here. So I'm looking at a list of all English words. There's only 52 of them, double God. All English words that have 26 at the dead center and add in full to triple 26, triple God. The word anchors is first. That makes good sense to me. For God's glory. Archons, I have no idea what that means. An archon is one of the 9 chief magistrates in ancient Athens. It comes from the Greek word archon, which means ruler. So archons means rulers. God, God, God. Well, that is huge. That fits the bill perfectly. So archon, I love, arch first, like the archangel. An archangel is a ruler angel. Arch, chief, like the top, principal, like authority. The archangel. The archbishop, they say, the archons. Put son on the end, but so archon is Greek for ruler. To rule is Greek for ruler. Amazingly, so they had 9 chief archons in ancient Athens. 9 chief archons in ancient Athens. This is so critical. So here's God at the dead center of archons. And then beautifully in symmetry. This is so amazing. Even the H at the very dead center parallels God, all by itself. So you have God at the center, then pushing out you have the Rn, which is God plus 6, and then pushing out one more you have God minus 6. So God's always declaring the opposites of threes for the Trinity. Archons, God, God, God. In God's sovereignty, in ancient Athens, there were 9 of these men. There were 9 guys that were called archons. Now, I'm going to take you deeper here. That stands, the word archon parallels the word ruler. That is, you divide the total by 3, the remainder is 2 in both of them, so that when you pluralize archons and rulers, now you have your triple God, as it were, construct, so that Father, Son, and Holy Ghost are the 3 great archons over the universe. They are the 3 great rulers over the universe. Ruler equals Jesus equals great I am. But now when you say rulers, just so archon is ruler minus 15. But I just wanted to get that off. So yeah, and rulers, you can take the EU. Oh, the word ruler just came screaming at me for Jesus for the first time in that light. Look at the word ruler. We know that it equals Jesus, but I would look at it as great I am in order, but even more stunning is ruler has God Son in the same slot as Jesus. Okay. Where the EU equals God in the second in and second back, and then the rest of the letters add to Son. In ruler it's very stunning because those 3 letters, my Lord and my God, it's too perfect. In ruler, those 3 letters all divide by 3. They all divide by 6, which is delicious because the title Son is 48. So you have 18 plus 12 plus 18 adds to 48. And they're so similar. So RLR equals JSS. The pair of R's are exactly 1 point off from the pair of S's, and then the L is exactly 2 points reverse from the J to make equivalence. It's smoking hot. Okay? So Jesus equals ruler, equals God, Son. I had a revelation from the Lord. The Spirit was speaking to me that, isn't it amazing that it's not God's Son, like JESUS does not equal God's Son, it equals God, Son. Jesus is very God, and he is Son of the Father. Okay? Jesus does not add, ruler does not equal God's Son, ruler equals God, Son. Jesus is both God and Son at the same time. It's like he's not just God's Son, he is God, very God of gods, just like the Father and the Holy Ghost. There are many cults out there that, say, okay, yeah, Jesus is the Son of God, but he's not God himself. He's not equal with God, Jehovah. I believe the Jehovah's Witnesses say stuff like that. They're like, yeah, no, Jesus is the Son of God, but he's not Jehovah. No, he's not. That is sin. That is darkness. Jesus equals God, Son. Not God's Son equals God, Son. He's both God and Son. Amazing, okay? So that is huge. That ruler equals Jesus equals God, Son. The EU and the RLR with the JSS. That is smoking hot. So all of this gold is coming to us from this word archons. Okay? This is amazing. Wait a second. The word anchors, whoa, this is huge. Okay, we're in a big gold mine here. We are in some of the greatest words of all time. Because remember, the first book of the Bible is called Genesis, which equals God, God, God. Okay, in the beginning, God. First title of God, you read in English, G-O-D. And so we're staring at English words that equal triple God and have 26 at the dead center. Okay, flanked in 52, another double God. The first one on the list is anchors. The second one on the list is archons, which uses the exact same letters as anchors. What are anchors? Well, they are the bottommost part of the ship. Like, they go to the bedrock of the ocean floor. They go to the bottom of the bottom as your foundation and your security. What are archons? They are leaders. They are the top of the top. They are the rulers. So the triune God, they are your anchors at the depths of the sea, and they are your archons at the heights of administration. Look at this. Look at what I'm staring at. Okay, so we have Microsoft Excel open here. We are looking at an official list of the 52 English words, 52 is double God, the 52 English words that add to 78 and have 26 at the dead center flanked in 52. And at the very top is anchors and archons. And it just occurred to me that they use the exact same letters. The CHO is in order, the S is in the same slot, the A is in the same slot. Literally, I am shocked. I have not seen a pair of words do this in such a glaring, meaningful way. Let's go royal purple here. Literally, I kid you not, folks. The N and the R just swapped places to make two completely different words that add to the same thing, that glorify God in his extreme nature of being, you know, beneath everything and above everything. The anchors are beneath all the ships, the archons are above all the people. There it is. There's your triple God. There's God at the dead center. Now that NR is very special because that's God plus 9, which equals life. A very famous title of Jehovah. Jehovah means life. It comes from the root to exist, to live. So at the dead center, CHO, you have 26. You have 26, which equals God. Then RN equals life. The AS equals 20. God is able. That's a very famous title of God. 20, able. A, bull is an S. Okay. God, life, able. But overall, it's the perfect balance of triple God. God at the center. God plus 9 flanking, God plus 6 flanking, excuse me. Yeah, 32. So God at the center, God plus 6 flanking, God minus 6 flanking for the average of triple God. And in the sovereignty of God, God ordained archons in Athens, in ancient Greece. There were 9 of them, 3 plus 3 plus 3, to glorify the Trinity. I wouldn't be surprised if they split into 3 groups of 3 when they were collaborating on the laws of the land and details. I wouldn't be surprised if God ordained them to just hang out in 3s. So, the triune God, they are your anchors and they are your archons. They are your security, your foundation, if you will, in the storm, and they are your rulers. That's one of the most satisfying things I've seen since the last satisfying thing I've seen, like just a couple seconds ago, and it just keeps pouring into my lap. Okay. So, anchors and archons. I'm just like, God is my anchors, and God is my archons. 3 of them. By the way, the name Aragorn equals Jesus. That's an Arwen equals church. That's another gem. Anchors and archons. Just an interesting, yeah, that's cool. And many ships would have multiple anchors. You know, why wouldn't you drop You know, kind of like a three-legged stool is always stable. I wouldn't be surprised if ships at some point, you know, why not drop an anchor from 3 locations on the ship, like the bow and two off the sides near the back. You know, I don't know if that would be more effective or not, but I think it would be. Amazingly, I'm taking you deeper here, as much as always. The word ruler parallels the word anchor, parallels the word archon, but in detail, the ER in ruler is the I am. And that's very similar in location to the HO in archons. Okay, that was just glaring. Okay, that was awesome. Huge. So what else in this list? So artful. God is the most artful person in the universe. Period. In fact, I am starting to get a little bit tired of people, you know, just it's almost like people are competing with God. Like, oh, I just want to create my own things. Oh, I want to create my own things. It's like, why don't you just take care of what the artist made? Because it's the most beautiful of all things anyways. It's like far better for people to open a flower business and like start a flower farm than paint flowers and try and sell them for money. Like let's get real here, folks. Like let's get real. God put man in the garden to tend and to keep it because he said, Adam, don't bother competing with the beauty that I've given you. He said, just take care of the flowers, just multiply them, and you'll be maximally happy. Don't go to an art class and learn how to paint dead flowers that look like trash. Become a gardener and grow flowers and give them to people. Like, for the beauty of the earth, for the glory of God. There's way too many people out there. It's idolatry. The Bible commands us not to like worship dead things and like paint images of everything. Now we got animation and all these animated. Take care of the living beauty that God created and everyone will be happier. Open a flower shop. Open a flower garden. Create flower fields and give the flowers away. Okay, so God is the most artful person in the universe. So God is at the center of artful and the rest is double God. I'm loving these top 3 words that are triple God. Anchors, archons, artful. I'm loving it. Here's a new word. We'll find out if it's Aryans. This refers to the ancient Aryan people. This is already piquing my interest because as I look at this word Aryans, there's a very screaming God at the center, 25 plus 1, YA, the very definition of 26. And then you have the same letters that made the bookends of anchors and archons, the ARNS. Behooves you to think of words that contain those. Saran wrap, rans, snarl. Okay, so the Aryans just a member of the ancient Aryan race. The word, it comes from Sanskrit. Arya means noble. It's always encouraging when you find out what the word means, like where it comes from. Because then I really do see this word Aryans in a very positive light. It literally means nobles. Okay, Aryans means nobles. It sounds like it would refer to relating to or denoting a people speaking an Indo-European language who invaded northern India in the 2nd millennium BC. That long ago. It sounds, the Aryans would be probably white people. It sounds like the Aryans were mostly the white-skinned peoples of the earth. Well, here's an entire Wikipedia article. Yeah, so Aryan comes from the Sanskrit meaning honorable, respectable, noble. So Aryans are respectable people, nobles. This is interesting though. Wow. Sounds like more of my ancestors, the Romans, the Greeks, and the Germans. So at high level, I am gathering so obviously there was a lot of thought that, so Aryans are basically Caucasians, and in particular there was much, yeah, like modern day Germany, and Germans would have been of the same stock as those people who are called Aryans in history. So basically Caucasian, you know. Okay, so, but the word Aryans means nobles. All people are made, I love it. So Aryans, God, God, God. Okay, Caucasian. Okay, lots of new words to just quickly look up on here. Man, all these words for rulers. How do you say that?
Cacique.
A cacique in Latin America or Spain, it was a native chief or a local political boss. So again, rulers. So the chiefs, again, the chiefs, the bosses, the rulers. Again, that's hitting it for this triple God business. Ooh, well, have you had an IQ test? Who has the highest IQ of anyone on earth? Well, God. IQ equals God. I gotta write that one down. Have you had an IQ test? Who has the highest IQ equals God? Who has the highest IQ of anyone on earth? IQ equals God. That's a fun one. Now I can't resist expanding the meaning of that to intelligence quotient and just, yep, sure and behold, lo and behold, intelligence quotient parallels God, which is to say that all the rest of the letters divide by 3. So intelligence quotient as a whole equals God plus 210. Beautiful threes. The famous phrase, will you marry me, equals God plus 210. Intelligence quotient is God plus 210. Amazing. Wow. So clearly, any discussion of IQ belongs to God. God is sovereign over people's IQ. Okay, God decided who would have a higher IQ and who would have a lower IQ. And all men are created equal. So that IQ is at the center of this word cacique.
Cacique.
So the caciques were native chiefs in Latin America. Okay, makes sense with the whole archons, rulers, triple God. Yeah, and you get the 326s easily in that word. Okay, so what's next? Canzone. That puts 26 at the dead center.
Canzone.
Oh, a canzone. Oh, it comes from Latin to sing. It's an Italian song. Well, Andrea Bocelli and some of the greatest singers of all time are Italian. I mean, that's where the opera, like, it breeds. It's like, The opera houses of Italy, you know, the tenor, the three tenors, the soprano, all those terms are Italian, are they not? So a canzone is an Italian song. So if I do this is profound for the glory of God. Like, let's just listen to the sound of that one more time.
Canzone, canzone, canzone.
In my opinion, that's a much more elegant word for song than just song. Canzone, because it gets God at the center wrapped in double God. But I'm learning with you here, folks. So canzone, yeah, this is it, folks. This is going to blow your mind. So first of all, canzone is triple God. There's the Z equals God. There's 1, it's a famous title of God. We'll find out if we can get the 226s in a second. But here's an image search for canzone. It's just song, but it's in Italian. So it's an Italian song. Is a canzone. Canzone per la Sicilia. Song for Sicilia. It's just like, now we're crossing over into, but let's not kid ourselves, like, some of the greatest singers are Italian. Andrea Bocelli, Luciano Pavarotti, like some of the most famous opera people have Italian roots. So I'm proud to declare that this word canzone is smoking hot for God's glory. Okay, this is smoking hot. Okay, canzone. There's gold in the streets, people. So, well, the most obvious thing I see, again, from the outside in, you get your triple. Just like we saw with anchors. 26 at the center. 29 in the word N-O, and then the remainder of the letters make 23, God's famous title, I am. So you got your 26, 29, 23, so it's all just, it's like a wave that just arrives at the center on the shore. You know, 23, I am, God minus 3. 29, God plus 3. 26, God. Canzone. Canzone. And just like the melody goes up and down, but it's all around God. Canzone. You're like, hit me one more time. Canzone. Somebody, I need Andrea Bocelli. Sing me a canzone. Time to say goodbye. Canzone. That's big points. That is awesome. So again, symmetry from the inside out. You know. Canzone. That's my new favorite word. Just triple God. And I am is on the bookends. Canzone. Whew, that is smoking. 26, 29, 23. Canzone. So now that you know that God is big into the center of words, it behooves you to pay attention and to accentuate word centers when you say them. Canzone. It's always been done from the dawn of time. Your voice starts from silence, increases in volume like a waveform, peaks at the center, and then drifts up. Canzone. Technically, the sound waves traveling from my mouth go in an up-down fashion. So the center hits your ears the strongest, okay? Canzone. Canzone. Just comes into your ears just like a mountain. Canzone. Z God. Canz. If you're really good, you can drag out that Zen all you want. Canzone. People will be like, for whatever reason, I just enjoyed listening to that. Can you sing us that in an opera? Canzone. Sing me a canzone. 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 Okay, so canzone. Canzone. It's the canzone day. So there's God. God plus 3. God minus 3. That is delicious. You almost don't want to leave that land. Now, interestingly, the word song is similar in design. Song is double God. Just O-N, God plus 3. S-G, God perfectly. So let's just write that down. Song is 29:26. Okay. So the dead center of the word song and the dead center of the word canzone, same in their design, but they're particularly glorifying God's great name, God, and also I am, which is God minus 3. Canzone. Lay it on me. So, someone sing a canzone to the archons of the world, who are the triune God. It will be a very artful presentation. Why not start with the Aryans, people of my, and let's gather together the archons and the caciques. Is that how you said that word? Cacique? Hold on. Canzone is also a type of lyric representing a madrigal. What is that? Oh, and it comes from the Latin, yeah, to sing, canton. Oh yeah, like to sing a song. Because I'll bet you like the canton was like singing in Latin. Zone is kind of like the word song. You gotta flesh out your understanding. And then a
Madrigal.
A madrigal, which has screaming out God too. There's a part song for several voices, especially one of the Renaissance period, Italy. Typically arranged in elaborate counterpoint. Man, most of the greatest love songs are probably Italian, at least in terms of ancient history. Certainly they would have been the most popular back then. The word ballad parallels God too, provincial. Okay, so yeah, Provence is the part of France that's closest to Italy. So that's where they would all, in those locations, apparently they would refer to a song as a canzone.
Canzone.
Canzone. Canzone. Okay, so what other God words? So the next word on the list is crackling. So I think of a crackling fire. The word fire parallels God. God is a consuming fire, but crackling. So puts God at the center, and then you very easily get your other God. Yeah, very easy to get the 3 26s. So a crackling fire is screaming out God. Cool. Crafting. Okay, again, sort of the art thing. It's crafting. God. Cramming. This is a great word because cramming is associated with mental, strain. I love to do. There's nothing more satisfying than cramming your brain as hard as you can with study and memorization. Cramming for a test, we say. So there it is. There's just triple God in cramming. Well, I'm cramming my brain full of words in Gematria. Glorify God. Okay. Yep, and you easily get the 3 26s. RAGCIN. Beautiful. Cramming. There's this concept of abundance, like there's too much. There's too much stuff and not enough time. Hence, cramming. God. Crazing. Okay, there's another one. Dazzled. Beautiful. Okay, God has dazzled, dazzling. God directs everything. That's good. Draftees. Dreamlike. Ooh. There's a tearjerker. So God is the most dreamlike person in the universe. He's so dreamy. Yes, he is. God is the most dreamlike person in the universe. So the center of dreamlike is God. And Where's the other two 26s? I'm going to use the computer just to... I wonder if you can get the other two. Actually, I don't know if that program's going to launch yet. Just wait. 5, you can get that 23, which is fine. I'll just quickly file. Doesn't take long to use the computer. Dreamlike, find me all 26s in those letters, go. If you take the central one, you cannot get 2 additional 26s. That's fine. You can get the 23 and the 29, just like some of the other words we've been seeing, very easily. Now, if we go symmetry, there it is again. There's the triple symmetry from the inside out. So there's God at the dead center, and then that's flanked in EI, which parallels God. It's God minus 12. And then that is flanked in RK, which parallels God. That's God plus, what is it? 29 plus 3. And then if you join the DE to the team EI, then you get this beautiful 23, 26, 29 in perfect symmetry in dreamlike. So this is how I love preaching. You see, people say, oh, he's so dreamy. Oh, someone is so dream-like. Oh, it's such a dream. The word dreamy is triple God as well in its design. So who is dreamy? Say, I can't, this is what I want to do away with. People are using these words, and it's fine. They're like, oh, he's so dreamy. Yeah, I'm sure he is in your eyes. But it's like, God is the most dreamy person by a factor of infinity. So stop talking about your human whoever as being dreamy or dreamlike. You know, all these stupid marketers, I have to say it like it is. People are throwing these words around as if they were like pieces of whatever. You know, like travel salesmen. Oh, it's so dreamy. It's the dreamiest place on earth. I'm like, no, it's not. The word dreamy belongs to God, the person. The word dreamlike belongs to God, the person. Like, I'm sorry, I can dream better things than you're offering me, and his name is God, who is dreamlike. Do the math on the word dreamlike, and you'll discover who is dreamlike. A place will never be as dreamlike as a person, and God is the dreamy person. Do the math on the word dreamlike and the word dreamy. So now I'm looking at the word dreamy. It's glaring. It's 6 letters that can be sliced into 3 teams that all parallel God. AY, like AY equals God. RE is God minus 3. And then DM is God minus 6. Done. So who is dreamy? God, God, God. How many of them are there? 3. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. So who should you desire? Who should you want to be more like? Who should you pray to? Who should you desire day and night? God. God. Desire God, and you'll be happy. Seek God, and you'll be happy. The word seek equals us. God's great title, us. Seek us, God says. Desire God. Seek God, think about God, talk about God, ask God, listen to God, and you'll be happy. You'll be in dreamland. You'll be in la la land. Like, it's like everywhere you go. Whoa. That was good preaching on the word dreamy and the word dreamlike, because music videos are the worst. Music videos are the worst. Oh, he's so dreamy. Oh, it's so dreamlike. I'm like, no, it's not. Not compared to my relationship with God. False advertising. Unlearned children. God is dreamlike. God is dreamy. So dreamlike. 23, 26, 29. The word dreamy. 26, 23, 17. That's gorgeous. So dreamy. You got the 26 AY. You got the 23 RE. And you got the 17 DM. You can also be cool and take the bookends and then the RE and the AM. It's a triple God. Okay. Incidentally, the word dreams. The word dreamy, the word dreams. Dreams is also a triple God. What was the last one? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You just people searching. Dream equals king. Dreamlike. Okay, but that was cool. So we're focusing on the math first. So God at the center of dreamlike. Okay, that was awesome. So God is dreamlike. Okay. Angel has God at the center. Okay. Evacuate the building. Evacuate has God at the center. Okay. Evangelic. Well, there it is. Evangelical. So that's the center of angel. Evangelic. Okay. Evangelic. Fascinate. That's cool. Ooh, that's glaring. So fascinate. So pray this to God right now. Say, fascinate me, God. Moses said, show me your glory. Also known as saying, fascinate me, God. Fascinate is, this is such a beautiful word. Fascinate is 3, 3, 3, God, God, God in order. Okay. 26, 26, 26. It doesn't get any better than that from a mathematical standpoint. Fascinate. Fascinate. God, God, God. People say, I want to be fascinated. Well, ask God. Fascinate me, God. Fielders. Okay, that works. Fingers. Ooh, now that's a big word that means a lot to everyone. Now we're getting into the big kahunas. So fingers has God at the dead center, the first 3 letters of Genesis. There it is. In fact, fingers, have you ever seen a baby's, up close, a baby's fingers? There's few things that remind you of the tenderness of God and the perfection of God in Genesis, than a baby's fingers. Like a baby's little hands, just starting to move. Baby fingers. The word fingers is mathematically identical to the word Genesis, where you have team 26, 28, and 24 to equal triple God. Fingers, the FR is 24, the IS, as in Genesis, is 28. In fact, fingers is practically identical to the letters Genesis. Letter for letter, everything matches, except for the FR, which equals the ES in Genesis, differ by a single point, one up, one down from each letter. So the word fingers, God has ordained to be identical to Genesis, where you have the values 26, 24, 28, and the ER, or the FR, goes up 1 minus 1 to the ES in Genesis. Fingers, God, God, God. Your fingers even have 3 parts on top. God, 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 God. Anyways, let's keep going. Flagship, okay, we talked about that one already. Fluent. Yeah, fluent is triple God from the inside out. Anything related to language and words is king. God has always been. Jesus always was. Jesus was the most fluent speaker in the history of the universe. He created all the words. So fluent, this is so beautiful. Fluent from the inside out is God, God, God. As I speak, there are millions of people, Asian groups in particular, who are learning English at the speed of light. Everyone is learning English, the #1 language. So I'm happy to be doing the Gematria on all this ahead of time. So fluent is God, 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 from the inside out. Amazing. And it's the 3 letters that divide by 3 first, and the 3 plus 2 is back. That's crazy, the word fluent. It literally is like a Pike's Peak again. Fluent. God, God, God. Glazier. A glazier is what? Oh my gosh. These are the people that did all the stained glass windows in all the cathedrals worldwide. A glazier is a person whose profession is fitting glass into windows and doors. Sounds like all the stained glass windows in the history of the world. A glazier is a person whose profession is fitting glass into windows and doors. Triple God. It's amazing, a glazier. Where glass equals Father. And yes, you can get the 326s. You get the Z, you get the LIE, and you get the GAR. 26, 26, 26. God. Hellbox? I'm not sure if that's a word I care to promote. No, it's not even a real word according to Hummer, that famous car. God, God, God. Jeepers.